It's straight up madness everywhere I look. Used to be a straight A student.
Philly is planning on shutting down 23 public schools, which is a complete and utter disaster. They're actually going to decrease the amount of public schools in Philly by 10%. And the reason why they're doing so is because, well, it turns out that they just don't have the money. Except they have $400 million to build a new penitentiary.
Calling education, quote, the civil rights issue of our era.
Philadelphia intends to close over 60 schools in the next 5 years and potentially privatize those remaining.
The budget cuts started happening. A lot of my teachers either were retired in fear of the budget cuts or were cut. At one point, they were threatening getting rid of after-school programs. I'm part of the Central Robotics team, the math club, and several others.
Save our high school! Save our high school! Save our high school!
Philadelphia Strawberry Mansion High School was on the brink of closure with the clock ticking. And as teachers and students struggled to save the school, ABC News was there with extraordinary access over 2 school years. Tonight, thanks to our viewers, we're back with the outcome that astonished us all. ABC's Diane Sawyer takes you inside for our latest edition of Hidden America.
Once, upon a not-so-long time ago, the Keystone State's education system was a standard of excellence upon which the state and its children came to prosperity. And now, well, now.
It's not just about Central, it's not just about Masterman, it's not about just a few schools, it's every school in the school district. And we don't want just Central to be honored, we want every student in the school district to be recognized.
We're not talking about luxuries, we're really talking about fundamental basics that you can starve a school into dysfunction. And we've seen that happen all across the city.
Told commissioners they have lost the trust of the public.
So we're here to hold them accountable to the process. Everyone knows that something has to be done about public education.
And I got stuck in this hellhole. You know, classrooms behind bars, which was really extraordinary. I mean, classrooms where the windows were barred up and you couldn't open them more than 4 inches. And the classroom doors had like gates on them. Like, of course, people are going to act a certain way if you put them in a certain environment. The way West Philadelphia is built is like a jail.
Children, especially the poorest and most vulnerable among us, to a future where they are more likely to go to the fancy prisons being built than to become productive citizens in our workforce.
I had to walk through a metal detector. That about floored me. I was like, whoa, for elementary school, a single mom on 1 income. So it is, I scrape every penny I have together to be able to send my child to a private school to get the quality education that she deserves. That is not in the public school system here.
School district is sinking, but rather that they fail to ensure that our children will be safe and have the right to learn in a great environment. To our dismay, nothing has happened.
We're sick and tired of this crisis mentality.
The eyes of the nation should be on Philadelphia public schools and on the state of Pennsylvania today for the fact that they have allowed poverty and deprivation to be the new normal among our public schools and for our children.
This is our civil rights battle of the 21st century. If we don't start rescuing kids, we're going to have to start building more and more prisons and more welfare programs. Educational opportunity, we know, is the key to future prosperity.
Why would I have hope if I know, well, I think like ain't nothing gonna change about the school.
Principal Wayman braces for another year. Fewer teachers, less money, less security.
The attack on public education is taking place all over.
And it's all of our responsibility to save those. Just the beginning. The struggle will continue.
It's straight up madness everywhere I look. Used to be a straight A student.